Welcome to the Bank First Ranger Hour. Super Talk Mississippi 93.7 Spotlight on Northwest Community College. And you can listen to our live stream at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the Bank First Ranger Hour. Now, here's your host, Gary Darby.
We do welcome you in on this Thursday, June 12th. Another Bank First Ranger Hour coming your way, in which we will discuss all things Heindl Center. The fall season lineup is out. Blake Bostic, director of the Heindl Center, will join us here in a few minutes. We'll chat about everything that's coming through starting in August and making its way through December, so you can start to make your plans. You can think about season ticket packages or other packages. We'll let Blake discuss the package possibilities. You can think about gifts for holiday time. Maybe you got birthdays rolling through those fall months as well. All of that discussion coming up after a quick look at your weather and whatnot, and then we'll move into the discussion of all things coming up at the Heindl Center in Senatobia on the Northwest campus. Let's get after it. We've got a lengthy discussion coming up with Blake Bostic. We'll get him on, and we'll take the opportunity to talk about, a few of the acts. We'll probably get into about 3 of those. We'll talk August and September, and then we'll take a break, and we'll do October, November, December, shall we? So let's work it out that way, plus talk about, how things have gone thus far at the Heindl Center, as Blake Bostic will join us on today's Bank First Ranger Hour, Thursday, June 12 edition of the program. We're off and running, and we thank you for being with us, North Mississippi. However that is, Super Talk 93.7. You're listening online. We appreciate that as well. You could use that Alexa device if you want. We're here for you. Stick around. Blake Bostic's next.
This hour is everything Northwest. Your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College and powered by Bank First. Thanks for joining us on the Bank First Ranger Hour. Join the conversation now by texting 662-426-1093.
Yeah, now I have a listener, as we talked about one of the two shows, may have been Tuesday, I'm not real sure. We have one listener in DeSoto County that's really into the black bear running around wherever it was, and I did see that there was a text message that came in. Did you see the latest video? Well, I did see a video somewhere around one of the interstates, yes, of said black bear sprinting up into the woods. So it's still up there somewhere, people. Somewhere up there, too, is Blake Bostic. We're going to get into the discussion of the Heindl Center, but have you put eyeballs on the black bear in DeSoto County?
Gary, I haven't personally, but I heard that he was making his way down to Senatobia because he heard about all the great things happening at the Heindl Center, and he wanted to come be a part of it. So we'll have to see if he shows up.
Well, we put him on stage, let him dance around a little bit to some of the good stuff that's going to be happening here coming up.
That's right. Everyone is welcome.
Coming up in the fall. He seems to, at this point, be friendly to everyone, although we're kind of staying away. I get that. What is 2024, before we get into the fall schedule, now that you can kind of take a break and look back at the first half of the year? Director, how do we feel?
Man, it has been such an exciting year at the Heindl Center. The 2024 fall and 2025 spring has just been a banner couple of seasons at the Heindl Center, and it's been so much fun to continue to bring these great shows to Senatobia and to North Mississippi for everyone to come and enjoy. We've spoken about some of those in the past, but, last fall we had incredible shows with Gary LaVox from Rascal Flatts and a sold-out show with the Motown Legends, The Temptations, and a beautiful Christmas show with Celtic Woman with a 50-piece live orchestra was just my absolute favorite. And then this past spring that we just wrapped up, we had the Beach Boys in Senatobia, which is unbelievable. We had the Commodores, great Broadway shows from Addams Family and Mean Girls. We had a chat with Priscilla Presley had country music icon Lee Brice. It has been so much fun, and it continues to get better and better.
Absolutely. Let's jump on into what the people might see, and we're going to do August and September, and then we'll take a pause. We'll come back and we'll get to the people for the final October, November, and December guests coming to Heindl Center. And let's all begin. It starts on August 23rd.
It does indeed. So we are so excited to have finally gotten to reveal these secrets, these shows that we have coming up for fall 2025, and kicking off the 6th season at the Heindl Center. As you said, on August the 23rd, that's a Saturday night, we have Master Magician Lance Burton live on our stage, which I'm personally just so excited about, Gary. I grew up, one of the things I most wanted to be as a kid was a professional magician as I got older, and now I get to bring a little magic to the stage for folks in Senatobia. But in this case, I get to bring an actual magician to town, Master Magician Lance Burton. And for people who watched all those magic TV specials back in the 90s, particularly like on the Family Channel and on the Discovery Channel, I grew up watching those. So the name Lance Burton is just synonymous with great magic, and we are so excited to bring a magic icon, a Vegas show to the Heindl Center for people to experience that sleight of hand, those illusions, those audience participation tricks. It's going to be a really, really cool professional full-scale magic show to kick off our magical season on the 23rd of August.
Did you ever try and do anything? I remember getting as gifts, those rings, the magic rings that you could smack together and do things and make a little, I don't know, I forget what you actually did with them. But nonetheless, I had a couple of different items that people had given me early in life. Did you have some of those things and maybe try and practice magic at home?
Oh, yes. I don't recall specifically having the rings, but I had a full-on magic kit and spent countless hours in front of a mirror trying to perfect those tricks, doing shows for my family that I thought were great, and they at least pretended were great. But we did a lot of magic. Still like to do a few card tricks to impress my kids from time to time, and they pretend to be impressed too, so it really helps my self-confidence there. But Lance is much better than I am, I'm sure.
And did you say there will be audience participation?
There will indeed. Yeah, that's one of Lance Burton's main things that he does is he invites audience members to participate in those illusions that he does. So really going to be a fun night for the whole family, kicking off the show with a little magic on our stage.
August 23rd is when that will occur. Let's move into September, and I love what you're doing here and continuing to bring through whether the Motown, the country, just mixing it all and getting another one of our classic groups coming into Senatobia on September 5.
Absolutely. So on September the 5th, which is a Friday night, we are so excited to bring the Motown and R&B icons, the Spinners, to the Heindl Center stage. As you mentioned, we kind of started this Motown train last fall with the Temptations. Then we brought the Commodores to town, and we thought, people really seem to want to see this stuff, so let's do it again. So we're continuing that Motown and R&B legacy at the Heindl Center by bringing the Spinners to town on September the 5th. And, of course, those guys are Rock and Roll Hall of Famers. They've been around for decades, have universal appeal. In fact, they are entering their 70th year as a band. And so they are really a fan favorite. They perform before sold-out crowds all over the world. And it's going to be so exciting to bring Motown and R&B legends, the Spinners, to our stage. And
I just think as I look, act by act and see, the different things, because we've talked about Lance Burton and being a master magician, friends, doing whatever, now into the Spinners, and then just 9 days later, Crowder. The different choices and the different things that you are providing, I mean, it's something, truthfully, for everyone in this North Mississippi and tri-state area, wherever they want to come from, to listen to when you go from the variety that you're bringing.
That's a really intentional choice that we have made, is to really try to mix it up and give options for everyone to come and enjoy something at the Heindl Center. And so you're right. We start with magic, move on to Motown, then we go into contemporary Christian music with a performance from Crowder on Sunday, September the 14th. I've had the chance to see Crowder a few times over the years, and he just continues to be just an innovative, really fantastic fantastic magician, and his stage show is just unmatched. If people haven't had a chance to see Crowder, if you're familiar with contemporary Christian music over the last several decades, you know the name. But if you haven't had a chance to see Crowder live, you've missed out, man. His show is just unbelievable. I mean, it's everything that you want in a live performance, and that's on a Sunday night, so we're excited about that too. Not that we want to encourage people to neglect their responsibilities to their local congregation, but if you want to pack up your whole church group and bring them over to the Heindl Center, we're going to have church there with Crowder on Sunday night. So it's going to be a really, really fun night with a really iconic name in contemporary Christian music, Crowder, on September the 14th.
That's a tremendous idea, Blake. Before we take a break and we come back with the rest of the schedule, season ticket packages, what kind of packages? Let's give some information here. We'll do it again at the back end of the show. But for those that are thinking about tickets, what should we do?
Yeah, so we finished announcing everything that we're talking about today last Friday, and then this past Monday, we did put our season tickets on sale, and we have 2 season ticket package options that are on sale now. The 2 options include the full 7-show package, so that's our fixed seating package. You get a 10% discount when you buy all 7 shows, and you can choose the same seats for every single show, so you get to kind of have your seats there in the Heindl Center Auditorium. And then we also have, for the first time, what we're calling a 6-pack option. So we know that people may be very interested in all of our shows, but may know that there is a particular show that they, know that there's a particular show that they can't make because they already have plans to be out of town or whatever it is. So you can actually do a custom 6-pack option. That's already on sale with the full 7-show option. Still includes that 10% discount. You just basically get the option to opt out of one of the shows if there's one for whatever reason that you can't make. Now, that 6-pack option is a flexible seating, meaning you don't necessarily get the same seats for every show, but you can get to choose your seats for every show, and you get priority purchasing because those are on sale now before the rest of our packages. Do you want me to tell you about the remaining dates and the remaining packages?
Let me take a very small break, and then we'll come back and we'll jump into starting with John Michael and then the other packages and things, if you don't mind.
Great. Sounds good, Gary.
All right, we'll take a small break. We'll continue our conversation with Blake Bostic. On the other side, we're talking about the Heindl Center and a lot of really good things going on. The next conversation will involve this man, John Michael Montgomery, and special guest Walker Montgomery, and we'll get into those things with Blake after the break.
You hoped it would come true, that one day your Prince Charming would come rescue you. You like romantic movies, you never will forget the way you felt when Romeo kissed Juliet. All this time that you've been waiting, you don't have to wait no more. I can love you like that, I would make you my world, move heaven and earth if you were my girl.
Thanks for listening to the Bank First Ranger Hour, your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College on SuperTalk Mississippi 93.7 and streaming live at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the Bank First Ranger Hour.
And our conversation today is with Blake Bostic, the Heindl Center for the Performing Arts, and a great lineup. Blake, before the break there, you heard me an extended part of some stuff with John Michael Montgomery. People that know me know that I've had many jobs in and out of radio throughout lifetime. I've had a lot of different things that I've done. And I spent some time as a country music DJ, a little over a year, and it was during the height of John Michael Montgomery. He's got some great songs like that we just heard, good ballads and things, and a great memory, and he is where we start next on October 3rd.
Yeah, we are so excited to bring John Michael Montgomery to Senatobia on October the 3rd. As you mentioned, John Michael Montgomery has so many hits. I mean, even if you didn't listen to much country music, years ago, or if you weren't a DJ like yourself at the time, you still know John Michael Montgomery's music because it was just everywhere. You know, he's got hits like the one you played, I Can Love You Like That, I Swear, I Love the Way You Love Me, Life's a Dance, Could You, Would You, Ain't You Gonna, If I Ask You, Would You Want to Be My Baby Tonight, the Grundy County Auction. I mean, the hits just go on. And we're so excited to bring such a country icon to town, and particularly because this is his Road to Home farewell tour. So This is most likely your last chance to see John Michael Montgomery before he retires. And we have that tour coming to the Heindl Center. That's even going to be an extra special night with John Michael Montgomery because we were able to put together a package to bring his son, Walker Montgomery, to open for him that night. So we'll really get to celebrate that family legacy and the Montgomery family of great country music as we get to see John Michael Montgomery on his farewell tour, and as he sort of passes the torch, if you will, to his son, Walker Montgomery, who has blown up in the last few years. Really going to be a special night for country music in Senatobia.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people have heard I Swear, whether it was starting with him and then whoever else may have done it a long time, because it's been covered a lot throughout. I think John Michael had 8, 9 different number one songs throughout time. Great get and a final opportunity to see him on October the 3rd. But I'm telling you, the next one for me, and I look, all of these have obviously been enticing and something that I think people are going to go want. One of the ones I think people will look at and may not know as much about, Blake, is the one that may excite me the most, and it's the next one, and that's the a cappella group Home Free. I've watched some of the talent and singing shows, and one of them that I did watch because it was an all a cappella singing competition, and having some past experience with that, I think it was called the Sing Off. Nonetheless, the group is called Home Free. And before we're done, friends, I'm going to play you something from them on the way out of the show. But Blake, October the 17th really excites the radio guy.
Well, it excites me too. We have not done an a cappella show at the Heindl Center before, and we're really pumped to bring Home Free to town for our first a cappella show. I watched the Sing Off back in the day because I'm an old choir guy, and I loved some of the judges, Ben Folds and Sarah Bareilles, and I thought this is cool. And you really get to see that vocal talent, and the vocal ensemble is just such a cool artistic expression. And these guys won one of the seasons of the Sing Off, and in recent years they've really turned more toward country covers. And so if you do like I did and say, Alexa, play Home Free, you'll hear a lot of songs you already know in an a cappella quintet style. And so they've collaborated with many Heindl Center alums like the Oak Ridge Boys and Chapel Hart and Lee Greenwood. And so it's really going to be cool to have that great a cappella quintet resonating in our beautiful hall on October the 17th. And as you said, if people don't know Home Free, I encourage you to pregame a little bit. Check these guys out. It's called the Jukebox Tour because later on we'll be able to send out a link to all of the ticket buyers for that show where they actually have a say in what is sung that night. So you get to pick the songs. Yeah, so it's going to be a really exciting night with and the audience is going to be able to pick some of the songs. So every tour stop is different on this Jukebox Tour from Home Free. So, yeah, I'm glad you're excited. I am too, and hopefully we can get folks pumped up about that one because it's going to be a great night.
And I don't know if the wife is in a meeting at this particular point in time. My birthday's 4 days later. Just letting you know.
Sounds like a great way to celebrate your birthday.
Yeah, Home Free coming in. I don't think we probably have to introduce the next guy and his group, quite as much. But November 7th, here comes yet another great icon into Senatobia.
Oh, yes, and I think our next guest needs no introduction because he is a 15-time Grammy winner. The bluegrass and roots legend Ricky Skaggs with his band Kentucky Thunder is coming on November the 7th to the Heindl Center. Ricky Skaggs has been around in the music scene for so many years, really has country hits back in the 80s before he became this sort of bluegrass virtuoso and legend. In recent years has turned, to roots music. That's why he's won all these Grammys, is because he's just a virtuoso in so many different areas. And so we're so excited to bring somebody with that sort of iconic status to our stage, Ricky Skaggs and his band Kentucky Thunder on November the 7th. It's going to be a great night.
You know, he has here recently been involved in a lot in the state of Mississippi, and it's really good to have someone like that, Blake, that's, you know, involved in this state in various ways in what he does. And, I mean, he's been on the coast, he's been in the central part, he's now making his way into the northern. And it's good to have a person like Ricky that I think he kind of knows, right, where the bread's been buttered in the past, the states that have helped him, you know, along the way. And there have been many, but he's done a really good job of coming to the Magnolia State lately, and we get that chance to see him in November. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be really exciting. You know, he played on the Grand Ole Opry stage last week, and it's so cool to have folks who play the Opry and then come and play the Heindl Center. It's like we're not, you know, these aren't nobodies. You know, these big names. Very exciting.
And I had to do my research on the last one around the holidays to kind of see on December 5 exactly what Postmodern Jukebox is. And I'm telling you, people, if you're wanting to get in the holiday spirit and you're ready for something, you know, Blake, this is the way to go.
Absolutely. You know, Postmodern Jukebox is one of those if you know kind of bands. In fact, since I started as director at the Heindl Center, very often people have said to me, when are you going to bring Postmodern Jukebox to town? When are you going to bring Postmodern Jukebox to the Heindl Center? And I thought, you know, we need to check this one out because people really, really want to see it. And so we were finally able to make that happen. So they are coming on December the 5th for our season finale, bringing their holiday tour entitled Magic, Moonlight, and Mistletoe to our stage. If you're not familiar with Postmodern Jukebox, essentially their thing is they do modern hits with a vintage flair. So think kind of old school jazz, swing, doo-wop, Motown, classic styles like that, and even classic dress. You know, they'll often wear tuxedos and big dresses and things, and so their sound is very much of a vintage flair. In fact, they even encourage people to dress that way who comes to see the show. Not mandatory, but it can be a lot of fun. And so all the songs, for the most part, that they will do are songs that you already know, but they are in this old school style. And so that's cool as it is. And I think it's even cooler because we get the Christmas show version of that. So they'll do these Christmas songs that you know in this very vintage style. And it's a really, really cool show. If you haven't heard of those, or if you haven't heard of Postmodern Jukebox, again, check them out. I think you'll instantly fall in love because it's a really unique idea. They've been around for, I think, about 15 years doing this sort of thing, and they've become really like a viral sensation. In fact, they have literally billions of views on their YouTube channel, which is, there's not that many people with billions of views with a B. And so they are a viral sensation for a reason. It's because they have so many cool songs and arrangements, and they keep pumping them out too. I believe they put out a new song every single week. So really going to be a cool night and a great way to wrap up our season with a great Christmas show from Postmodern Jukebox on December the 5th.
All right, so finish up with the packages and the different things that you wanted to talk about so the people will know.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we do have our fixed season package with all 7 events and our 6-pack flexible season ticket package with 6 events. Those are on sale now. And then starting this coming Monday, we will put our Pick 3 flexible ticket package on sale. So you can basically build your own customized package of 3 events. And the pricing for that's going to vary based on the events that you choose. But you basically get a ticket for all 3 of those events. You get a 10% discount. You get priority purchasing before individual tickets go on sale the following week. And so that's another way to enjoy a lot of what we have to offer at the Heindl Center. And then on Monday, June the 23rd at 12 noon, that's when we will put all of our individual tickets for all 7 of these shows on sale. So there's a variety of ways for people to purchase tickets to enjoy what we have going on for fall 2025. The best way to enjoy everything is to go ahead and get that fixed season package because, again, that includes everything and the same seats and priority purchasing and 10% off. In fact, balcony seats for that start for the whole season. The most inexpensive option starts at just $315. So it's really a great way to enjoy many weekends in Senatobia this fall. But we do have that 6-pack flexible ticket option if you want to opt out of one. We have that pick 3 option going on sale this coming Monday, which I believe is the 16th, and then individual tickets going on sale the following Monday, the 23rd. And I should also add, Gary, particularly as it relates to shows like Crowder and other shows, we also offer group discounts. So if you have a group of 10 or more that wants to come to one of our shows, round up your group, and you can get a 10% discount for buying 10 or more tickets too. So that's a great way to get a little discount and come and bring your whole crew to enjoy what we have going on.
That sounds absolutely tremendous. And I don't want to leave out too, you do have all of these acts, but as you know, being there in and around Northwest, and we have guests and things, there'll be other productions and things from, Northwest Community College, the students of whatever band or choir or sometimes, production that it might be. So the Heindl Center is always a busy, busy place.
It is indeed, yeah. The shows that I'm talking about today are just our publicly ticketed shows, but yeah, we share the building with the Northwest Music Department, and they put on so many great concerts and recitals from the choirs and bands and ensembles, and they have many, many of those going on this coming fall. Many of those are free or very inexpensive, and so definitely check those out. We also have, several other things going on. We have instructional workshops that happen. We have field trip shows. In fact, we had our highest attended field trip show to date this past April. We had many K-12 students in the surrounding area come. We had like 900 of them at the 900 7-year-olds at the Heindl Center for a performance of Treasure Island. Bringing that same theater group to town this October for a performance of The Little Mermaid. And so we already have a great list of schools who are planning on attending that with their elementary schoolers. We show films at the Heindl Center. We haven't announced those yet, but we do have one right before Halloween and one right before Christmas, and so we'll reveal those coming up soon to let folks know what they can enjoy on the big screen there for just $5. Bring the whole family. So, yeah, you're right. Absolutely always something going on at the Heindl Center. It's an exciting place to be. If you haven't experienced it, come to town, and I think the moment you walk in the doors, you'll think, man, this is a place I got to come back to.
Yep, absolutely agree. Blake, thanks for your time today. We appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you at some of these things we just talked about.
Yes, sir, and I'm looking forward to celebrating your birthday with Home Free. I'll see if those guys can work up a quintet rendition of Happy Birthday for you.
Great. First of all, we got to be sure that there's no sporting event going on, right? That's the one thing I never look at, right, is what am I supposed to be doing that week, sure. and haven't taken a peek at the calendar yet, but that would just be tremendous. All right, my man, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Blake Bostic. He is director of the Heindl Center for the Performing Arts. Just another great lineup this season. Again, starts off on August the 23rd at 7:30 with Master Magician Lance Burton. You'll get the illusions. You'll get the sleight of hands. He'll bring you, the audience, into play as well. He's been doing so for over 3 decades, and so Lance Burton starts it off on August 23rd. Then Motown comes back. As we mentioned, it's a 7:30 September 5th show for the Spinners, the Rock and Roll Hall of Famers. September 14th, Worship, as you get contemporary Christian artist Crowder at 7:30 on September the 14th. And as he mentioned, church groups, youth groups, whatever. Look, you can get a nice break, right? Discount as well on a package, I believe he said, of 10 or more. So if you want to bring a big group there on September 14th, or really on any of these days, you're definitely more than welcome. Into October, again, the farewell tour for John Michael Montgomery. I again, just off the top of my head, 8, 9 number one songs throughout his country music time. His best time probably at the end of the 1990s and early 2000s, but he's had hits all throughout a very long, successful country music career. It's the road to home because it is the final tour, supposedly, for John Michael Montgomery, and his son, Walker Montgomery, will actually open with a set. So that will be coming your way to begin October. Then October 17th will be that group Home Free that we were talking about at 7:30, an a cappella group. They're calling it the Jukebox Tour. And so if you buy a ticket to see them, then you get to, by virtue of that, there's a way for you to go and, ask for a song, and then they will pick songs that you have requested, like an old jukebox kind of deal. So that will go on October 17. Ricky Skaggs and the Kentucky Thunder on Friday, November 7th. I don't think we need to, inform you too many more times about Ricky Skaggs. And then the final show gets us into the Christmas season on December the 5th. Postmodern Jukebox. Check them out if you haven't. And Heindl Center tickets at heindlcenter.org. Season tickets on sale, as he said. Different packages will come out throughout next week. And so there are other ways for you to get some seats along the way. I have to do it for those that may have never heard Home Free a little bit. Listen just briefly, and then I'll be back to talk.
There are stars in the southern sky, southward as you go. There is moonlight and moss in the trees down the seven bridges road. Now I have loved you like a baby, like some lonesome child, and I have loved you in a tame way, and I have loved you wild.
All right, I won't make you listen to the other 2.5 minutes, but now you get the idea, right? Now you kind of know they do a little bit of all of it there, right? You got the guy doing the drums, the cymbals, the beatbox, so to speak, doing a little bit of everything, and then the harmony and everything that goes along with it. And as you said, now they're doing a lot of country covers and different things as it goes along, Home Free. That's just one of a great group that's going to be at the Heindl Center coming up beginning in August. And again, we encourage you to go to heindlcenter.org. You can find out about the entire from August to December. Get your packages, get your thoughts together, take a look at where the seats are available, and then you know what you might want to do as far as, taking in some great acts over the fall. Blake Bostic doing a tremendous job of bringing in people into North Mississippi and to the Heindl Center there on the Northwest campus. Before we're done, a couple of other things that we need to discuss and to get through as well, as I know when shows continue along the way, we will be meeting a new tennis coach after another successful season. There is a change there as you have a chance to meet the brand new coach as they have appointed here just recently. So I'm sure we'll get into one of that. We've often had Coach Will Lummis, the rodeo coach, and now there will be several that have qualified for this year's College National Finals Rodeo, and it's getting ready to start in just a matter of days as you can go NWCCRangers.com and take a peek of Coach Lummis and those that did qualify. Hank Burgess, Luke Stanley, Will Collier, Christian Cagle, Dakota Smith, and Justin Dickerson. They are going, as you will see, the opportunity for Stanley, Collier, Cagle, and Smith, who all qualified in the National Finals Rodeo. And so that will go bull rider Dakota Smith and steer wrestlers Christian Cagle and Will Collier, each qualified. Second consecutive time for Cagle and Collier. It's the first time for Dakota Smith. Also, Luke Stanley qualified for the second straight year as a bull rider, but he will not compete because of injury. But this will all start on Sunday at 2, as Smith will get the first opportunity to represent NWCC in the matinee draw, and then he'll also ride on Monday and Tuesday. And then Cagle and Collier will make their first appearances on Monday morning. And all of them you can actually stream through ESPN. If you have ESPN Plus, a lot of us do, following our college teams, or you watch professional sport, any kind of sporting event ESPN have, or the ESPN app, and you can check that out. And then all ESPN coverage will begin at 8 o'clock Central Time. So opportunities to keep up with what have been a couple of great young men in rodeo at NWCC, and Coach Lummis there with those guys, as they will be competing out in Casper, Wyoming, starting this weekend and through early next week. So next week's show will have a little opportunity to find out how they did in that, and best of luck to those individuals that will be out there competing in the Nationals for Northwest Community College. And anything else you want to keep up in the world of sports, you can. It is right there for you at NWCCRangers.com. Next time something's going to go on besides rodeo for Northwest, going to be into August when you start seeing some volleyball and things, and we start getting some of those coaches and different people on the program as those dates come up. And as we move into the summer months, I'm sure we'll kind of catch up with a lot of different people academically and athletically here on our program, the Bank First Ranger Hour. And we thank you for joining us every Thursday as we do this between 9 and 10. Today, it has been talking about the Heindl Center for the Performing Arts, and an opportunity to talk with Blake Bostic and to get some of that information out from him, and to get that lineup, which starts August 23rd, rolls through into December. You can pick and choose what you would like to see. Have yourself a good Thursday. We'll put this Bank First Ranger Hour in the book. So long.